Good evening and welcome to A Recent Affair. I'm Jordan Downs.
And I'm Ashley Williams. Today we'll be taking an in-depth look at the road accidents, the key issues that cause them, and the impact it has on the victims and greater community.
Road accidents are a serious concern across the world. The Australian Government Department of Infrastructure and Regional Development recorded 1,300 road deaths during the calendar year of 2016.
The Transport Accident Commission, more commonly known as TAC, defines a road incident directly caused by a driving of a motor car or motor vehicle. When any type of motor vehicle collides with something, whether it's another car, pedestrian, or even a stationary object, it is classified as a road accident because the vehicle was the one at fault.
The World Health Organization, also known as WHO, highlights speeding, drink driving, and distracted driving as key risk factors for road accidents.
Speed has always been a key concern on our roads. Even just taking a few kilometres off the driving speed can dramatically improve the chances of a pedestrian remaining alive if it is collided with. An adult pedestrian's risk of dying is less than 20% if struck by a car travelling at 50 kilometres per hour, and almost 60% if travelling at 80 kilometres per hour.
Drink driving, as previously mentioned, is also another major concern for drivers. Laws have established that blood alcohol levels below 0.02 for young and novice drivers can lead to reductions in the number of crashes involving young people by 24%.
Distracted driving is when objects such as a mobile phone, a pet, or even consuming food or drink leads to a lapse in concentration. Even the sun in your eyes or torrential rain can be the cause of distracted driving. It is all about judgment and knowing when you are safe to drive and not. This could possibly, all weather conditions could possibly hinder your driving abilities. WHO reveals that drivers who are using a mobile phone are 4 times more likely to be involved in a car accident than a driver who is not on their mobile phone.
Distracted driving is also a phrase that could be used to encompass all the key issues associated with road accidents. A lot of drivers who are speeding are often so distracted with other things that they do not even realise how far over the speed limit they are going. There is also the other end of the spectrum though. Drivers can intentionally be speeding and are so consumed and focused on their speed that they become distracted from their surroundings. Drink driving is quite an obvious part of distracted driving, as the alcohol in their system is hindering their ability to focus on the roads.
Now, before going further into these key issues of road accidents, we would like to show you a short video presented by 7-ish law firm PC Injury Lawyers titled, "What are the most common causes of auto accidents?"
Safety experts agree that the number one cause of accidents is human error. Almost all crashes can be prevented by more careful behavior and responsible conduct and driving habits. In more recent years, this is commonly known as distracted driving, and it takes on many different forms. The most common mistakes drivers make include drinking and driving, speeding, drag racing other vehicles, driving while fatigued, and distractions involving applying makeup, talking, singing, passenger misconduct or immaturity, eating or drinking, texting, browsing social media sites, or other activities involving smartphones. But in many cases, simply not paying attention and being mentally distracted by personal matters can cause drivers to drift out of the lane, run red lights and stop signs, or break other basic traffic rules. These distractions and many others have caused many terrible, needless, and life-changing accidents that were otherwise avoidable or preventable.
The video just shown highlights the seriousness of distracted driving. However, it did not show the impact car accidents have statistically, which is important for us to present as it confirms just how dangerous our roads are when distracted drivers are concerned.
As previously mentioned, there was 1,300 road accident deaths in Australia alone, and as indicated by this graph from the Australian Government Department of Infrastructure and Regional Development, there has not been much improvement made over the last year in regards to road deaths. As you can see, driver fatalities have increased quite dramatically from 564 to 627 in the 12-month period from February 2016 to February 2017. While there has been a reduction in the deaths of passengers and pedestrians, they are very minor developments and are still numbers that call for serious concern about people on and around our roads.
This graph, as shown in the title, is data collected of drivers and riders who lost their lives with the blood alcohol concentration, also known as BAC, at or over 0.05. Across 2014 and 2015, there were 48 drivers and riders who lost their lives due to having a BAC greater than 0.05, which is the maximum legal limit for full licensed drivers.
The TAC has created this graph to show the impact that speed has. It highlights how the greater the speed a vehicle is travelling, the longer it takes for the car to come to a complete stop. If a car is travelling at 55 km per hour or lower, you will be able to make a sudden emergency stop in time 45 metres away from a potential collision with another car or hitting a pedestrian. Travelling any more than 60 km per hour and needing to stop in a potentially dangerous situation will undoubtedly result in a collision, which is why it is always so important to stick to the speed limits and not speed.
The table presented here is data received from the Monash University Research Accident Centre. This study shows that out of 340 casualty crashes between the years of 2000 and 2011, what percentage of those accidents were caused by different types of distractions? Excluding the intoxication cause of death, as we have already covered that in previous slides, the other distractions such as fatigue, passenger distraction, and changing the radio account for 42.9% of fatalities.
On this slide of the presentation are just some images that put into perspective how just the smallest distraction, such as checking your text on your phone or that extra drink at the pub, can have some serious repercussions.
The final graph displays the number of people that died around the world due to road traffic accidents in 2013 alone. And the tally came in to a huge 1.25 million deaths globally. Nearly 4 years ago, if using the population of Australia, 1 in 23 people would have died if the total of the world traffic accident deaths had all occurred in Australia. As all the information presented today so far has indicated, road traffic accidents are a major concern for our health and safety. The thing that makes these kind of deaths and injuries different to those caused by illness, such as diabetes and heart problems, is that road traffic accidents are human errors caused by poor decisions. An individual has little to no control over whether their heart will fail at some stage, but a driver has complete control whether or not they will choose to pick up the phone while driving or get in the car intoxicated. I believe that because it is not a form of illness, it can only be looked as a serious health problem in our community. TAC has signs all over our roads, and everyone has heard about the Wipe Off 5 campaign, yet does anybody really listen to it? They know speeding can kill you, yet they continue to do it regardless. Whereas if someone was diagnosed with diabetes and they are told to avoid sugary foods, majority of the time diabetics will follow this advice as it saves their life. Not speeding could also save a life, but it does not seem to have the same impact on one's choices as illnesses do. These kinds of accidents are especially heartbreaking for rural and regional communities, such as Gippsland, where we're from. When somebody around this area loses their life due to dangerous driving, the whole region is shaken up, as the chances are either you or someone you know knows the person in the accident. I have firsthand witnessed the heartbreak families go through when somebody is involved in an accident, especially fatal ones. It is destroying on everyone around the situation, and they are left with questions such as what if one car slowed down, or if they were looking at the road just a bit longer. It is my opinion that more needs to be done to control dangerous driving, whether that means more speed cameras on the road or increased penalties for dangerous driving. and repeat offenders. 1.25 million deaths globally due to negligent driving is not acceptable in any way.
I completely agree with your outlook on road traffic accidents. And I honestly believe that road traffic accidents are a big issue, and I had no idea how many people were affected by these accidents and how many people died each year until I had to do this presentation, and only throughout the whole globe, but also my local area and state. I was very surprised to find which country has the largest death toll caused by traffic accidents, as well as how much higher the risk of a crash is just by going nearly 5 or 10 kilometres over the speed limit. Personally, I've had many family members in car accidents, but none have ever been from a cause of their own in terms of driving under the influence or speeding. And no harm has ever come to any of them. And I've never had the chance or not really opportunity to lose someone, but never been at risk of losing anyone because of road traffic accidents. I can't help but feel truly sorry for those who have lost loved ones in these road traffic accidents, and especially sorry for those who have lost someone due to another person's negligence to not abide by the road rules, and then in turn putting others at risk. Road traffic accidents are just horrific, and after this segment I hope to never witness one or ever be in one myself.
And that's it.
Thank you.